People are still out of their fucking minds. This past week, YouTuber JonTron and developer Tim Schafer got into a bit of a dust-up over female representation in games, leading to the former's fans starting up a hashtag, #IStandWithJonTron. I thought that was funny. I mean, he got into an argument with the developer, he's not Rosa fucking Parks. Anyway, I had fun with the idea and did a silly tag of my own, I stand with Ganondorf, because if anyone needs our support, it's him. As a result, I got called an SJW, fighting on the SJW side. Social justice warrior is a term that may at one point have been meant to insult radical individuals, but it's become so abused and exploited, it doesn't really get to mean much anymore. It's become a catch-all term for person I disagree with. I've been called an SJW quite a bit lately because I've argued that it's a good idea, business-wise as well as socially, for games to be more inclusive. I've always tried to argue these points rationally and calmly, and when it comes to issues of gender, race and sexuality, I'm pretty fucking lukewarm by design. I'm not always successful in that endeavour, sometimes I get a bit overbearing with all sorts of topics, sure, but I try not to be. Nevertheless, here I am on a list of SJWs that you must avoid at all costs, for having what are really quite moderate views. Look, if I'm so bad, your world must be absolutely tiny. There are terrible extremists on both ends of the spectrum, I won't deny that. There are radicals so blinded by a hatred of men, they despise trans women more than anybody. But if you label everybody you have even the slightest disagreement with an SJW, you're really just showing that you're an extremist yourself. I'm reminded of how many people attack me for being a fan of Anita Sarkeesian because I said she doesn't deserve to be harassed and that her fame is a direct result of people who hate her bringing her up all the time. People hate that I'm such a fan of feminist frequency, except I'm not a fan of feminist frequency. See, and I'm gonna peel back the veneer here, you can say someone doesn't deserve harassment and not even like their work. I don't really watch Anita's videos, I don't find her style all that compelling, and I determined the show wasn't for me. Now, I think she has a right to make the videos without being threatened and attacked, and apparently that's translated by some as me saying Anita's fantastic and can do no wrong. No. Can we just drop the fucking black or white Fox or CNN with us or against us bullshit, please? It may blow your mind, but some of us aren't fucking cartoon characters. The sword cuts both ways too, by the way. Me saying I'm not a fan of feminist frequency does not make me a hater of women, just like my not caring for Superman doesn't make me hate comic books. I have to throw that in because someone's gonna bring it up. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm one of the middle ground guys. It should be fairly obvious by now that my views do lean on the left side of the central divide, even though I consider myself fairly centrist politically. I don't hide that. I think feminism is generally a good fucking thing that benefits women and men, and I think diversity is absolutely brilliant for games from a business, creative, and just generally nice perspective. Most importantly, it's not a zero-sum game, as I've said before. The existence of more people in gaming does not mean less games to go around, especially in an industry where the ultimate fate of the medium is decided not by you, not by me, but in a boardroom somewhere far, far away from all this shit. Now, here are my allegedly warlike beliefs, and if they're too extreme for you, then bye-bye. Video games are big enough for us all. Harassment is shitty. Making everyone feel welcome is a nice thing to do. If that makes me a social justice warrior and therefore apparently a bad person, then, well, you know, I may not actually have the words for you, and that doesn't happen often, but I guess it's for the best, because who needs to waste words on the irrational? And it is irrational. Lumping everybody you disagree with on even a slight level into one big camp of people who you believe are coming to take everything you have away is irrational thinking, as is seeing an SJW conspiracy in a bunch of video game bloggers, most of whom can't afford to pay their heating bills, let alone control a multi-billion-dollar industry. Like, my beliefs aren't unreasonable, are they? I know I get over-passionate at times, but I try to be the voice of reason. That's always been one of my show's biggest draws for a lot of people, and I don't think I'm anywhere near an extreme end here. And social justice, let's break that down. The concept of human beings all getting a fair shake. When did that become bad? That's not bad, is it? You can support the idea without being a warrior, right? So if I gotta be a social justice anything, can I be a social justice bard? Bards are cool. They get a loot and inspiration die in 5th ed, though I'm actually playing a fighter with the Eldritch Knight martial style at the moment, chromatic Prismatic Orb is a really good spell. I used it to help kill an owlbear once, and even though I'm lawful evil, I'm like the most honourable and trustworthy member of our party, even though nobody else is evil. How fucked up is that? Just goes to show you that nuance and depth of character really is an interesting thing. So maybe we shouldn't demand everybody be one-dimensional characters that fit into neat little clean boxes, because I don't think that describes any of us deep down, even though the nature of the internet is to strip away inflection and humanity and make us all a little less real, and we should remember that before we go harassing people, because they are real people. So maybe we should stop looking at them as if they are internet pop culture cartoon characters, because they're not. This past week, people are just drawing lines in the sand, and if you don't go over to one side yourself, the sorting hat of the internet's going to put you in some camp regardless. Fine. I've already told you what I think. Go sort me into whatever camp you want, and if you don't want to watch my show anymore as a result of that, bye, I'll see you later. The rest of you continue thanking God for me. I think that's really the only ideal, the only thing we should all stand behind is thanking God for me. And now I'm going to actually probably spend some of my day playing video games today. Actually having fun and remembering why any of us are supposedly here.